So we're going to start with number 8. Can we divide 2 by 5? No, we can't simplify it, so we're just going to leave it as 2 over 5. So if you can't divide the numbers, you just leave it. How would we combine the D's together? Subtract. Remember, it's always top minus bottom, so 6 minus 5 would be? Where's that going to go? On top. So D to the first power on top. And we don't write the 1 when it's just a 1 as our exponent. So that would be our answer. For number 9, we're multiplying. So let's start by multiplying the numbers together. What's 2 times 8? 16. And then with the ends, how would we combine? We add the exponent. So what's the exponent on the second end? 1. Perfect. What is negative 6 plus 1? Negative 5. So this would be n to the power of negative 5. And then let's do the same thing with the r's. Chloe, what do we do when we combine them together for the r's? When we're multiplying, what do we do? Add the exponents. What is 5 plus negative 5? 0. What is r to the power of 0?
1.
Just 1, so it goes away. Now, can we have negative exponents in our answer? Can we have negative exponents in our answer?
No.
So what do we have to do to the...
Put it over.
Awesome. But what's going to stay on top?
16.
Awesome. 16 stays on top over n to the power of 5 on the bottom. Because it's just the n that's negative, so just the n to the power of 5 goes on the bottom. All right, for 10, let's combine and simplify the inside first. How would I combine the c's together? When we're multiplying, what do we do to the exponents? Add them. So this would be 2 times c to the 5th power to the 3rd power. We want to distribute it first, and then we're going to multiply. So 2 to the 3rd power, c to the 5th power to the 3rd power. What's 2 to the 3rd power? 2 times 2 times 2. 8. Awesome. And then when we have a power raised to power, what do we do? Multiply. So it'd be c to the 15th power. Questions here? All right, 11. Doing the same thing. First, let's multiply our numbers together. We only have 9, so we're going to start with 9. Next, let's look at the c's. When we multiply, we add the exponents. What's the exponent on the first c? 1. So what's 1 plus 2? So c to the 3rd power. What's the exponent on the first n? 1. So 1 plus 6. So n to the 7th power. That would be our answer. All right, 12. Let's combine the inside first before we distribute the exponent. What's the exponent on the 2 on the bottom? 1. When we're dividing, what do we do to the exponents? Subtract. Our base stays the same, so it's going to stay 2 to the power of 6 minus 1, which would be 5. So 2 to the 5th power. And this is still to the 2nd power. What do I do when I have a power raised to power? Multiply. So it'd be 2 to the 10th power. I'll let you know if you have to multiply it out on the test on Monday, but something like 2 to the 10th power, you won't have to. One other common mistake that people would make when dividing with numbers is that they would divide the numbers together and just get rid of it. The base stays the same, you're just combining by adding or subtracting the exponents. All right, next page. So looking at number 1. So our base here is 1 over 9. It's the same in both of them. How would we combine these together? Add the exponents. Perfect. So we have 1 over 9 to the 9th power. Perfect. So that would be our answer. Let's look at 2 right below it. What should we do first? Multiply what? Awesome. What's 3 times 7? 21. And then let's combine the b's. What's the exponent on the first b? 1. So what is 1 plus negative 5? So we have b to the power of negative 4. We don't want negative exponents in our answer, so what do we have to do to it? Perfect. 21 stays on top, and the b goes to the bottom and makes the exponent positive. So 21 over b to the 4th power. Let's do number 3. Can we divide 6 by 2 or simplify this fraction? Yeah. What's 6 divided by 2? 3. So it's going to go on top. And then how would we combine the k's? Subtract. What's the exponent on the k on top? So what's 1 minus 4? So we have k to the power of negative 3 on top. What do we need to do to it to make it positive? So we want to move it to the bottom. What's going to stay on top? The 3 stays on top. 3 doesn't have a negative exponent, so it stays where it's at. We just move the k to the bottom. So k to the positive 3rd power goes to the bottom. Any questions here? All right, 4. Let's combine everything together. Simplify the inside before we distribute. Can I simplify 5 over 6? No, so let's leave it as 5 over 6. What about the w's? How would we combine those? Subtract. What's the exponent on the w on top? So what's 1 minus 2? Negative 1. So w to the power of negative 1 on top. And then same thing with the c's. We're going to subtract. So 6 minus 3 would be? So c to the 3rd power. This is still all to the 3rd power. Let's change our positive, or let's make all of our exponents positive. So what would we do with the w? Move it to the bottom. So everything else stays where it's at. The 5 and the c to the 3rd power stays on top. 6 stays on the bottom. We're just moving the w. And now we have w to the 1st power, which we don't have to write the exponent if it's just 1. So just be w. This is still to the 3rd power. What would we do next? Awesome. What is the 3, the 3rd power, getting distributed to? 5. The c. What else? 6. And the w. Perfect. It gets distributed to everything inside. So we have 5 to the 3rd power. What do we do when we have a power raised to power? Multiply. So it's c to the 9th power over 6 to the 3rd power, and then w to the 3rd power. Perfect. So that would be our answer. Let's simplify it a little bit more. 5 to the 3rd power. I'm going to do it on the side over here so we have room. 5 times 5 times 5. What's 5 times 5? And 25 times another 5? Awesome. If you need to write it out, multiply it the long way. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 would be 12. So 125. So this would be 125 times c to the 9th power over. Let's do the same thing with the 6. 6 times 6 times 6. What's 6 times 6? 36. And 36 times another 6. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 3 is 18. Plus 3 would be 21. So 216 times w to the 3rd power. So that would be our answer. It's just a little bit more simplified. All right, number 5. What should we do first? Awesome. What's 7 times 6? 42. And then let's combine the z's. What do we do to combine the z's together? Add the exponent. So it'd be z to the 8th power. And then do the same thing with the k's. So we have k to the 10th power. Perfect. For 6, let's simplify the inside first. What's the exponent on the 3 in the bottom? 1. And how would I combine these together? 5 minus 1. We subtract the exponent, so we'd have 3 to the 4th power. And then 3 to the 4th power is still squared. We still have that exponent on the outside. What do we do when we have a power raised to a power? Multiply. So this would be 3 to the 8th power. What should we do first for number 7? Combine the like terms inside. We want to simplify inside before we start distributing. So what's 3 times 2? 6. And then what do we do with the b's? Add the exponents. What's the exponent on that last b? 1. When there is no exponent written, it's a 1. So it's 2 plus 1? 5. So we have 6b to the 5th power, all to the 3rd power. What would we do next? Don't forget to distribute it. So we have 6 to the 3rd power and b to the 15th power. Awesome. When we have a power raised to power, we multiply. But don't forget that the 3rd power goes to both the 6 and the b. Now, what is 6 to the 3rd power? We just did it. 216. Awesome. If you need to, write it out, write it out. But some of them you start to see reoccur, so you may remember it each time. So 216. Any questions here? All right, number 8. What do we do here? Awesome. We can't simplify anything inside of our parentheses, so we want to make sure we distribute the exponent. So we have 4 to the 6th power, r to the 2nd power to the 6th power, and n to the 6th power. So we'll just leave it as 4 to the 6th power. What do we do when we have a power raised to power? Multiply. So r to the 12th power, and then n to the 6th power. You want to do 4 to the 6th power just for fun? Let's do it. So 4 times 4 times 4. So what's 4 times 4? 16. So I'm going to multiply these two together also and get 16. And then these two together and get 16. So now we just have 16 times 16 times 16. Well, let's do 16 times 16. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 3 would be 9. Keep a 0 there, and then 6 and 1. So it would be 256. So we have 256 times 16 now.
1,000. It's like 96 or like 30?
Let's multiply it out. So 6 times 6 again is 36. 6 times 5 is 30. Plus 3 would be 33. 6 times 2 is 12. Plus 3 is 15. Drop a 0 there. And then we have 6, 5, and 2. So here we have 6, 9. So it's 10. So 4,096. Is that what your calculator said?
No, I didn't need to calculate.
So when we multiply this out, we get 4,096. R to the 12th power, n to the 6th power. We won't have a calculator for the test, so you got to make sure you know how to multiply big numbers. All right, next one. What should we do first for number 9? Divide 2 and 8. What would we get? 1 over 4. Perfect. Notice how the big number is on the bottom, so the bigger number is going to be on the bottom when we simplify. We're just dividing the top by 2 and dividing the bottom by 2. Now let's combine the b's. How would we combine the b's? Subtract. Negative 6 minus 6 would be what? Negative 12. So b to the power of negative 12 on top. And we don't have anything to combine with the y, so we just leave that on the bottom. Y to the power of negative 5. We don't like negative exponents, so what do we need to do? Awesome. I'm going to move the b12 to the bottom, and then also move the y to the top to make it positive. So we have y to the 5th power on top, and 4b to the 12th power on the bottom. Number 10. What should we do first? Combine the b's. What's the exponent on the first b? 1. So we have 1 plus 3 plus 2. So b to the 6th power. What else do we have? 2. And then it is all to the 3rd power. What would we do next? Distribute. So we distribute our exponents. We have 2 to the 3rd power and b to the
260.
We're multiplying when we have an exponent to an exponent.
18.
18, so b to the 18th power. Now what is 2 to the 3rd power?
8.
8, awesome. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So 8 times b to the 18th power. Questions? 11, what would we do to combine 11?
5 minus
Awesome. The exponent on the 7 on the bottom is a 1, so 5 minus 1 is 4. Chloe, let's multiply this out. So we have 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. What's 7 times 7?
83.
What's 7 times 7? Anybody? 49. And so 7 times 7 is 49. So let's multiply 49 times 49. 9 times 9 is 81. 9 times 4,
36.
36 plus 8,
44.
44. We're going to put a 0 there. 4 times 9 is 36. And 4 times 4, 16 plus 3, 19. So we have 1, 10, bring the 1 up, this would be 14. So 2,401. So that would be our answer. Questions here? Last one. What do we do first? Subtract. So 4 minus 3 would be b to the 1st power to the 2nd power. What do we do when we have a power raised to a power, Chloe?
Multiply.
Multiply. 2 times 1 is?
I was looking for the word in my head.
2. So b to the 2nd power. On the test, what is, let's say, 4 to the power of 0?
1.
1. Awesome.
I know the answer now.
So make sure you know anything to the power of 0 is 1.